This week has been a trip, y'all, hasn't it? We lost 3 people this week. Probably more than that, but this is what's in the news right now. Unarmed people. And I just want to say, this is the reason why we need to vote. I know you're thinking, oh, nothing's going to change, but here's the thing. The reason why nothing is changing is because your voice hasn't been heard yet. And part of your voice is your vote. You know, when stuff like this happens, when people die for no good reason, when black people die for no good reason, Oklahoma, Charlotte, countless others, Ferguson, come on, y'all. It breaks more than our hearts. We go into mourning. America is in mourning. Some of America isn't in mourning. But most of America is in mourning. And minorities, black people, liberals, a lot of them think about just sitting on the sideline for this vote. But let me tell you, there's only a few ways to change this world. Yes, we have a national problem of racism and bias. We also have a local problem of racism and bias. We can't just fix things at a national level. We need to vote, but we need to be educated about our votes, local votes. You know, who is your state representative? Do you know? Or do you go in the booth and just vote nationally and forget to investigate what's going on locally? Who is your council representative for your city, for your town, for your county? Do you know? Do you know that in certain areas judges are voted for? Do you know who to vote for? We can change things, but it's not going to change right now. This is going to continue because the culture needs to change. You need to know who you're voting for locally. You need to know that it's not just a national problem. The problem is with you and your neighbors. Let me tell you something else too. Protest vote is an actual vote for the guy who put out a full-page ad to have 5 innocent brown and black children executed for rape they didn't commit. You will be voting for that guy if you vote for Jill Stein or Johnson. And I can't stand Jill Stein. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to admit that I can't stand her. I see her as an opportunist. We need to mourn, but we also need to take action. You don't like who you have to vote for locally, or you don't like your congressman or U.S. senator, and you know that person's going to win, there's still a way to make a change. Donate time to the state and money to the state over. You know, Kentucky's surrounded by Tennessee, Indiana, West Virginia, Virginia, even North Carolina towards the Appalachian Mountains. There are so many people who affect your area, your income, that aren't even in your state. You know? We just can't become paralyzed because of what is happening every day right now. Because the only way we can stop it from happening in the future is by voting nationally and knowing who we're voting for locally. And really ask questions. Ask your neighbor if they know Councilman so-and-so. How do you like them? What happened with your dealings with them? And you know what? I hate to say it because, right now we have to vote Democrat because the Republicans aren't listening to us. And let me tell you something else too. When you don't show up and vote, they think that the American people aren't concerned with racism, aren't concerned with police brutality, aren't concerned that there is a lack of trust between the community and the police. They take your vote or lack of vote as your word, as what they should take care of. And let me tell you, you can protest all day and all night, but unless you mess with their money, their job, it means nothing. And the only way to mess with their money, their job, is to fire them or hire them. Sheldon Adelson, he's putting his money in all kinds of congressional races. You can't just worry about Indiana if you live in Indiana, or worry about Kentucky if you live in Kentucky. At one point, you're going to be driving through North Carolina or Mississippi or Texas or California. You have to get active. Find someone you like in the House of Representatives. Donate $5. I know it to you it's just $5, but for them it's energy to keep fighting, to keep going. Ohio. The whole freaking world should be worried about Ohio, but you know something? Only Americans can donate. We could win a Senate seat right there if we help. Do not let ugly actions stop you. There's only one way to change this. And we probably won't see the change for 4 years. And that's scary. Because a whole lot of people could die before then. We got to change the culture. There is a culture in politics too, not just with the police force, not just with judges, not just in your neighborhood. When people gather together, there are cultures. We need to change the culture of politics. Don't just pay attention nationally this year. Know every name on that ballot that you have to make a vote on. Know what you're doing. Don't do a protest vote. Do an educated vote. If you want to protest, find a Democrat in a state that needs your help, where the Democratic Party has decided not to put money into, and put your money there. We don't have time to move backwards. We don't have time to lose the Supreme Court. Get it together, people.